Alright guys, in the last video we made it so that we could actually add tasks and they get added to the list. Now what I want to do is make it so that we can remove them by clicking these X's. Alright, so we need another event listener. Now each of these they have a class of delete item, and since there's multiple of them and also since they're dynamic, meaning we can add more, we need to use event delegation here. So we're going to actually put the event listener onto the task list itself, onto the UL. So let's go into load event listeners and let's say remove task event, and we'll say task list dot add event listener. We want to listen for a click, and then we're going to call remove task. Okay, we'll go down here and we'll say function. Oh, forgot the name. Function remove task. All right, and let's see, this remove task is going to take in an event parameter. And then remember, we need to target this here, because right now if I say console.log, let's actually say e.target and save. Let's add some tasks. Okay, so if I click anywhere inside this UL, then this is getting called right here. So what we want to do is we want to target the delete item right here. So let's actually, yeah, let's wrap this in an if statement. Oops. So we'll go ahead and wrap this, and we're going to say if e.target. Now we want, remember, the target, we want to get the link, okay? Now when I click on this, it's going to give us the icon. So actually I probably should have showed you that. Let me just show you that real quick. So if I put something in here, I click on the X, it gives us the LI. Actually, okay, there we go. It gives us the I tag. I wasn't actually clicking on it before. So it gives us the I tag, and we want to get, that's not what we want. If we look at the HTML, well, we can't look at it there. If we look at it here, it gives us the I tag, but we want the A tag. Okay, let's see, where is it? So if we look in here, look in the A tag, so we're getting this, but we want this, which is its parent. Okay, so we want to call if target dot parent element, and then we want to see if it contains the class delete item. So we're going to say dot contains, I'm sorry, class list dot contains, and we want to check for the class of delete dash item. Okay, so if it contains that, then let's do the console log. So we'll save, put something in here. Now if I click, let's open up our console. If I click just over here, nothing happens. If I click on the X, then we get the console log of the target. So what do we want to happen when we click here? We want this to remove, but we don't want this to remove, the icon or the A tag. We want the whole LI to remove, which is the parent of the parent. Okay, if we're clicking on the icon, the parent is the A tag, right? And then the parent of that is the actual LI. So what we need to do here is say e.target dot parent element dot parent element brings us to the LI, and then call remove. All right, so now if we add something here and I click the X, it goes away, okay, which is what we want. All right, now I do want to have a confirmation, so I'm just going to wrap this right here. Let's just wrap this in a confirm, and we'll say, are you sure? Okay, so now if we add something and we click the X, are you sure? Okay, and it goes away. All right, so we can now remove our tasks. Now let's do the clear task button. Okay, so if we have a bunch of tasks, we want to be able to click clear tasks and have them all go away. So we're going to need another event listener for this. Let's go up above to load event listeners, and let's say clear task event. So we're going to take that clear btn that we defined and call add event listener, click, and then it's going to call clear tasks. All right, we'll go down here, we'll create the function. Okay. All right, now in clear tasks, there's actually two different things we can do. So first of all, we could do task list dot inner HTML equals nothing. We could simply do that. So let's try it. Okay, we get 3 tasks in here. We click clear and it all goes away. So that's one way of doing it. Another way is we could actually loop through with a while loop and then remove each one. So we could do, and this is actually faster. So let me just put that in here. And I'm also going to give you a link. Paste in a link here that shows you the difference between these two. So this is inner HTML versus remove child. And if we go down here, so here's an example of what we just did. Inner HTML equals nothing. Or we could just loop through and call remove child. All right, so let's do that. We'll say while while task list dot first child. So remember, first child is going to get the first child of the task list. So we're saying while there still is a first child, meaning there is still something in the list, then we want to say task list dot remove child. Okay, so remove the li of the task list, and we want to pass in task list dot first child. Okay, we want to remove the first child if there still is one. So let's save that, and that should work the same way. So we'll add a couple here, click clear task, and they all go away. All right, so it's up to you what you want to use, but you can see right here, inner HTML is the blue, remove child is the red, and if we go down to the bottom, you can see higher is better, and it gives you the time that it takes in each version of Chrome. So this way is actually faster, but not by much. You're not going to really see a difference, but it's up to you which one you want to use. I'd figured I'd mention both ways. All right, so the last thing I want to do in this video is be able to filter through the tasks. So we're going to add another event listener. And we'll say filter tasks event, and we're going to take that filter, add an event listener, and this event is actually going to be a key up. So key up, and we're going to call filter tasks. All right, so let's go down here and create that. So filter tasks, and let's see, what we're going to do here is first of all get the whatever is being typed in here. So we're going to pass in our event parameter here, and then let's create a variable called text, and we're going to set it to the e.target.value. That'll give us whatever's being typed in. If I were to console.log text and save and then start typing, you'll see that it's going to log it. All right, now I just want to turn it to lowercase, so I'm going to say .to lowercase like that, just so no matter what, even if I put on caps lock, you'll see that it's going to be lowercase, just so we can match it correctly. All right, now what we need to do is we want to take all of the list items, so we're going to say document.query selector all. Okay, make sure you use all, and we want to get all the list items which have a class of collection dash item, and we want to loop through those. Okay, and we're going to use a for each loop here. Okay, now we can use a for each because remember, query selector all returns a node list. If we use like get element by classes or elements by class, that would return an HTML collection which we would have to convert to an array in order to use for each. But query selector returns a node list, so we can use this. So let's pass in a function here, and inside here we'll just say task as our iterator, and then we're going to set a variable called item, set it to task.first child, and then we want the text content of that first child. Okay, and we're going to check, we're going to do an if statement here, an if else, and we're going to say if item, and I'm going to change it to lowercase because that's what we did with the search value. So to lowercase, and then we want to call index of, and then pass in the text. Okay, so the text that's being typed, we want to search, we want to pass into index of. Now if there's no match, it's going to equal -1. So we want to say if it's not equal to -1, then we want that task to show. So we'll say task.style.display, and we'll set that equal to block so that it shows. Else, that means that there's no match, so we want to hide it. So we're going to set the display property to none. All right, so now let's save that, and we'll just add in some stuff here. We'll say task 1, task 2, task 3, and then let's start to type here. So if I just put an R in here, you'll see it's going to match anything that's in the text. So there is an R in task 3, there isn't in task 1 or task 2. So if I start to type the word task, it matches everything. Space matches everything. I put a T, that only matches task 2 and task 3. If I put a W, that only matches task 2. All right, so we can now filter through our tasks. All right, so everything in the UI is now done. We can add them, we can delete them, we can filter through them, and we can clear them. Okay, so what I want to do in the next video is I want to persist the task to local storage so that the application actually stays in the same state even if we reload the page or leave and come back. All right, so that's what we'll do next.